Okay, hi everyone. This is Cindy from Love Your Core Pilates and More in Torrance, California. And this class is going to be a very basic class. It's going to be all done on the chair or with the chair as assistance. And so if you're somebody that's new to Pilates, this is a great introduction for you. If you're somebody who maybe has done Pilates in the past, but you've been gone for a while, or maybe you're coming back from an injury, again, this is going to be another great way for you to kind of get back in touch with your connections and what's expected from you, right, when you're on the reformer or doing mat class. So a great introduction. It's not going to be a long class, probably only about 25 minutes. So nice and easy. So we're going to start, and you can see the chair that I have here. It's just a regular, you can have a dining room chair, a banquet chair. I like if you can have kind of a hard seated chair if possible. It's better, even if it's a wooden chair, it's better to have a hard seat. I'd like you to be able to feel those bones kind of right at the bottom of your butt, your sit bones. So it's a little easier if the chair is harder. So we're going to start in this nice wide stance. So this is kind of a second position stance, right? So with ballet, right? First position would be here. This is second position. So we're going to come into this nice second position stance, and I'm sitting right on the edge of my chair, and I can feel those bones directly underneath me, right on the bottom of my butt, basically. So I want to feel those sit bones pressing down and into the chair, and I want to feel myself kind of lifted out of those sit bones, and just trying to stay as tall as you can. So we're going to begin with breath. Breath is hugely important in Pilates. It's what's going to help us access those abdominal muscles and help us stay in position when we need to. So we're going to think about the rib cage, right? And the rib cage forms like this big circle around your body. It starts at the spine in the back, it wraps around the front, all the ribs coming around to the front, and it's just this big circle. And you're going to want to think as you inhale of expanding that rib cage open to the side, and as you exhale, feeling that rib cage draw deep and in, like you're condensing the rib cage, making it smaller. So again, it's inhale, we're going to think of expanding the rib cage out. Exhale, we're going to think of pulling that rib cage towards the innermost part of your body, right? So pulling it in, condensing the size of the circle of the rib cage. And so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to add your arms or your hands to your ribs, that kind of just placing them right on the sides of your rib cage. And we're going to start here. We're going to think of inhaling, and I want you to feel the rib cage expand through the hands. So inhale, expanding the rib cage out through the hands. Exhale, feeling the rib cage become smaller. Let's try that again. Inhale and exhale. And again, try as you inhale of not letting the shoulders come into the ears, right? Keep them down. Exhale. Feel that rib cage. Feel it condensing. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. And exhale. And release. So we want to really think about expanding that rib cage open to the side, closing that rib cage, making that smaller. The rib cage has very small little muscles in between each of the ribs called your intercostals. They're very small little muscles, little hashtag muscles in there. But they are muscles, and they will stretch, they will become stronger, they'll become a little bit more elastic, meaning they'll move more, the more you practice this breath. So practicing it, if it feels a little stiff right now, you don't feel like you can get that movement through the ribs, you just need to practice the breath. It will come, it will stretch out, it will become stronger in the movement, okay? So we're just gonna sit here, we're just gonna do a little breath with our arms. We're gonna let our arms come down by our side. And this time as you inhale, I still want you to think about that rib cage opening up, but we're gonna lift the arms at the same time. So we're gonna inhale. And then we're gonna exhale. And as you bring the arms back down. I want you to try to stay as tall as you can. As you inhale and lift the arms up, it's really easy to extend and lengthen through that spine, right? But now try to stay long and extended as you bring the arms down. Don't let your body sink forward, but keep it long. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And relax. All right? We're going to take our hands just to our knees and just let them sit there. I'm not going to, I don't want you to be tugging on them or anything, but I want you to just let them kind of hang out there. We're going to change this to adding in a little abdominal connection with the breath. And we're going to start with this abdominal connection with a scoop. So when you think of scooping your belly, it doesn't mean scoop the shoulders forward and round through the whole spine. What it means is that you're going to actually, and if you take your hands and kind of gently pull those knees kind of toward you, you can feel your body elongate and feel the shoulders pulling down away from the ears. And you might get some connection going on underneath the shoulder blades or underneath the armpit area, right? So I want you to keep that connection, and your scoop is going to come only from the low belly. So I want you to go back to thinking, where are my sit bones? Those bony things at the bottom of your butt, right? You're sitting right on top of them. You feel them maybe kind of poking straight down into the chair. We're going to gently, just a little pressure on those knees to activate the muscles underneath the armpits and the bottom of the shoulder blades, staying nice and tall. And I also want you to think about your collarbone here. So widen the collarbone. And as you exhale, you're going to take your low belly and you're just going to kind of pull it behind you. And you're going to feel your pelvis scoop slightly back, almost to where now you're behind those sit bones. You're not on top of them. And then when you come back to the sit bones, you feel your body going back into that elongation, okay? So let's try that again. We're going to take our low belly and pull it back, like you're pulling your belly button towards your low belly or towards your low spine, your low back. And then you're just going to elongate again, right? So as you pull the belly back, let's make that an exhale. So let's inhale here first, and then exhale, pull the belly button in towards the back. Feel your low belly pulling back. Feel yourself coming to the back of your sit bone. So you're rolling that pelvis back slightly, and then you're coming right back up. And try to keep that collarbone open. Try not to round the shoulders as you do this, but you're staying open and wide through the top of your body. Exhale, scoop that low belly. Inhale, sit nice and tall. And again, exhale. Inhale, sit nice and tall. And 3. And just feel that pelvis rolling back. Stay nice and tall through that upper body. One more time. And come back to seated and relax. So one of the things that can really help you with your breath and really help you with that rib cage movement is what we call inhale, grow tall, exhale, stay tall, right? So from this position, we're going to practice that movement. So I'm going to I want everyone to start in a really big slump. So I just want you to slump into your chair. And you've got this rounded back, you're just kind of in this, total slumped relaxation. And as you inhale, your hands are still on your knees. As you inhale, I want you to grow taller through your spine. So take an inhale, grow taller through the spine, and now stay as tall as you can as you exhale. Let's do that again. So let's come back to that slumped position. So inhale, grow as tall as you can. Exhale, stay tall. So let's think about what's happening at the ribs when we're doing this. So again, go into your slump. All right? Inhale, lift up and out of the slump. Shoulders are down, you're tall. Exhale. One more time. Slump it down. Okay? When you're ready, inhale. Exhale. Stay nice and tall, thinking of those ribs opening and closing. So what I'd like you to really think about here is when you exhale, we are going to keep exhaling until we think we can't go any further, and then I want you to exhale even a little bit more. And I want you to notice what happens to your low belly muscles when you do that. So I want hands on the low belly this time, underneath the belly button, but above the pelvic bone. Let's sit tall to begin with, right? And let's just think about inhaling as we grow tall. Now, stay as tall as you can and start to exhale. And when you don't think you can exhale anymore, I want you to keep exhaling and feel what happens at your low belly. Let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale. And at the very end, when I have to force that air out, my low belly has to connect. It has to engage in order for me to get that air out of my lungs at the point at which I don't think I can get any more out of my lungs, right? So 3 more breaths, just like that. Stay as tall as you can. Inhale, grow tall. Stay tall, exhale. Press, squeeze that air out. Inhale again, grow tall. Exhale. Squeeze that air out. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze that air out and relax. So a lot of this stuff is things that you can practice in a standing position while you're doing dishes. One of the things that I used to practice all the time when I was first learning Pilates is at the grocery store, because I had babies at the time, young kids. I was always at the grocery store, and I was always behind that cart, standing in line, and I would practice this breath. I would think about that inhale, grow tall, and think about staying tall as I exhale, and I would just practice over and over again. While you're in the car, sitting at stoplights, you can practice it sitting. So this is a great thing for you to just always be adding in to your life as many times during the day as you possibly can. Biggest thing I can tell you is keep the shoulders out of the ears, right? Really, and don't take such a deep breath that you're gonna feel dizzy and you're gonna wanna pass out. So, be cautious there with that, all right? All right, so we're gonna change it just a little bit. Instead of now taking the low belly and kind of pulling it back into this scooped and rounded position, we're gonna stay in this lifted, tall position, which is, that engaging that belly or just thinking of staying tall. For those of you that are just learning about the belly connections, just think of staying as tall as you can. We're gonna hinge. So there's a difference between a curl back in Pilates and a hinge in Pilates. The curl back is the scoop that we just talked about as we were exhaling. But this on the hinge, we're just keeping our spine in its natural position. So when we hinge, it comes all from the hips, right? So we just lean forward, keeping our body in the same position, and then we lift that body right back up, never changing the position of the spine. So neutral position in Pilates, and you'll hear this being said a lot, especially West Coast Pilates versus East Coast. West Coast Pilates, we work from what's called a neutral position of the spine. And all that means is natural curvatures to the spine. So your neck is in one curved position, your thoracic or your upper back is in another curved position, your low back goes back to the same curve as what's in the neck, and then your sacrum goes back to the same curve that is in your upper spine, and it forms this kind of nice little S curve, right? Which is used, our body uses that as a natural shock absorber. So we want to try to maintain that. So we're in this natural spine position as we're hinging, and we're just leaning forward from the hips, and then we're stacking ourselves right back up onto those sit bones. So this one is we hinge forward. Don't keep the eyes forward. Don't let the chin come up. Keep the eyes at that same level, right? We're trying to keep that spine from our neck to our pelvis in line, in the same position. And from here, we inhale. Now we're coming to the front of our sit bones, right? In our scoops, we were scooping towards the back of our sit bones. But now you'll notice as you hinge forward, you come to the front of the sit bones, and then we lift tall. So let's add breath into that, right? We're going to lean forward on the hinge as an inhale, and as we exhale, we're gonna lift back up. So we're gonna inhale. Think of elongating your spine here, reaching through the crown of your head. Exhale, keeping that lift and that length that you created through the spine when you leaned forward to bring it back up. Let's try that again. Inhale. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale. Lifting up. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And rest. And that's your hinge. So going from that scoop to a hinge, you'll notice a lot of things in Pilates. We do both all the time. The biggest thing with the hinge is just to remember what neutral pelvis means. Natural curvature to the spine. All right, we are going to change this. We're going to add a little bit of oblique work, what we call side overs. So I'm on the edge of my chair. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to extend it out as far as I can, right? So make yourself comfortable. And if you go back to thinking about those sit bones, you should have them both down and connected to the chair. We're going to take that right arm, we're going to reach it to the floor, and we're going to take that left hand and we're going to bring it behind the head. And we're going to stay here. So when we bend to the right and reach that right arm to the floor, it's an inhale. And I know it seems difficult to think of extending and lengthening through the spine as you're inhaling, but I want you to think still of that kind of internal, trying to lift up through the spine, even though you're bending. And think of bending or lifting up and over maybe a big ball that you have sitting next to you, right? So we're lifting and then bending. So from this position, keep that left foot on the floor. We're gonna inhale, grow tall, lean over, and exhale, lift right back up. So we're gonna be activating these side muscles. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Hold. So take that hand that was down by the floor, go ahead and bring it to behind the head. This adds just a little bit more weight, right? So don't yank on your head. You're just kind of gently doing a little press back into the hands. Keep those elbows as open, as wide as you can. And we're gonna do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And rest. You want to be able to keep both those sit bones down on the chair so that when you're bending over, you're not lifting off of that opposite sit bone. We want to keep it down. We're going to do one more little add-on here. This is optional add-ons. Do what you feel comfortable with. If you felt that just doing the bending was good enough for you, please stay with that. All right. If you want to add on, we're going to add a little rotation to the trunk of the body. So elbows are open, head is just gently pressing back against the hands. We're going to inhale as we bend. And then from here, we're going to rotate and look to the floor, but try to keep those elbows wide. Rotate it back on the inhale and exhale. Let's try that again. Inhale down, exhale, twist. Inhale, twist back to center. Exhale and lift one more time. Inhale down, exhale, twist. Inhale, back, and exhale and lift. Good job. So we're just gonna do a little stretch. You're gonna turn to face the extended leg. You're gonna bring that other hand against the inside of that knee, and you're gonna kind of press that knee open. Bringing the other arm up to the ceiling. You're just gonna stretch. Right? And just do what you can here on the stretch. You can bring your hand up to the thigh, wherever feels comfortable, and just press that opposite knee away. And then we're gonna come up and we're gonna switch sides. So from here, just find that nice comfortable position again, right? Both my sit bones are on the chair. I'm not sitting back on the chair, I'm sitting forward. That left hand now is gonna come by my side. The right arm is gonna come behind my head. And I'm gonna start here. So remember, as you inhale, think of starting to grow taller through that spine, but at the same time, you're going to bend. Inhale. And exhale, reach up through that crown of the head as you bring your body back to center. Inhale. Up and over. Exhale, keep reaching up through the crown of the head to bring it back to center. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, one more. And exhale. Adding that other hand to the head. So a little pressure back against the head into the hands. Keep those elbows as open as you can. Inhale, bend, grow tall. Exhale, stay as tall as you can, but reach up through that crown of the head. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And we're adding on that rotation. You can stick with just the down and up if you'd like. We're gonna inhale. We're gonna rotate on the exhale. We're gonna inhale, back to center and lift. Ready? Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And back to center. Exhaling up one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And relax. We're gonna go into that stretch. So you're gonna turn, you're gonna face that extended leg, other hand comes to the inside of that opposite knee. Arm comes up, reach forward. Nice big stretch, pushing that knee away and stretching towards the extended leg. And then we're gonna come up and we're actually gonna go back to where we were on the other side. So we're going to extend that left leg back out. And this time we're gonna concentrate on the leg that's in front, the bent knee that's in front. And all we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a little hinge forward, and we're gonna work with that right arm, right? So as we hinge forward slightly, we're gonna take our torso and stay in our neutral position, right? So long spine, this is a hinge. So we're keeping our spine long. Our other hand, feel comfortable. Wherever it feels comfortable is fine. And we're gonna stay in this hinged position. And I want you to think, don't let your belly just hang to the floor, but think of picking your belly up away from the floor, like you're lifting it from the floor. Eyes are gonna stay kind of down and in front. And the right hand is going to just reach up and behind you. You're gonna keep that arm as long as possible. I'm gonna kind of turn to the side, and I want you to be able to see this from a side view on what I'm doing, okay? So I'm gonna extend my leg out still. I'm facing the knee that's in front of me. I'm hinged forward. My belly is lifting from the floor, and I'm taking that right arm and I'm just pressing it straight back. Inhaling as it comes down, exhaling as it presses back. And I want you to try to keep it as close to the body as you can. And you want to also keep it as long as you can. So we're lengthening the arm, reaching through the fingertips, like you're trying to reach the fingertips behind you as far as they'll go. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale forward. One more time. Exhale. We're going to hold it back there. We're going to lift it up as high as we can until we feel that tricep connect, right? The back of the arm. And we're going to just pulse it up. Up. Keep reaching through the arm, lengthening it behind you as far as you can. 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Open the arm to the side. And then press it back and squeeze it back to the body, almost like you can try to get your hand towards the midline of the body. Inhale. Exhale. So as you inhale, think of that long spine. As you exhale, stay long in the spine, pulling that arm back. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, stay as long as you can. One more. Exhale, and come up. All right, we are gonna do this again on the other side, right? So we take that right leg, we extend it out to the side. I'm facing that left knee, and I'm gonna create that neutral pelvis, that neutral spine. And I'm just gonna hinge forward. My left hand is down to the floor, I'm hinging forward, and I'm holding. So I'm trying to keep the elongated spine in my neutral position. I'm thinking of picking my belly up from the floor, just kind of picking it up just a little bit, it doesn't have to be much, right? I don't want you to scoop it up so much that you're round at the back, keeping our back straight. And we're gonna work with that left arm again, now. So we're gonna lengthen through the fingertips on the left, we're gonna exhale. Lift that arm up, inhale down, and exhale. So we're keeping the arm as close to the body as we can. We're reaching through the fingertips, we're lengthening that arm from the shoulder out through the fingers, inhale. And we are trying to think about that neutral spine. Think about your breath. Inhale here, elongate that spine. Exhale, pick up the belly, reach that arm back, keeping that spine long. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, stay long. Through the spine, through the arm, one more. Inhale. Exhale. We are holding this arm back, reaching that arm as far back from as we can, lifting it up until you start to feel the tricep and pulse. Up, 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 up. Make sure your chin is down. If you start getting tension through the neck, it's probably because your chin is lifted. 4, 3, 2. Lift that arm up as high as you can. Open the arm out to the side on the inhale. Think of picking up that belly. Exhale, squeeze that arm back to the body. Try to keep it lifted as high as you can. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Really try to stay long through the torso, long through the spine. Last one. And come back. Sit up nice and tall. All right, we are gonna just finish this series up on the chair, and then we're gonna do one last little bit that's gonna be off the chair, but we're gonna use it still. So we're gonna get into that upper back just a little bit. So sitting comfortably on the chair, again, I never want you seated back. I don't want you leaning against the back of the chair. We're gonna stay as tall as we can. Knees can be together, they can be slightly apart, whatever's comfortable for your body here. This isn't necessarily about the lower body, although I still want that neutral spine, and I still want that breath, the same that we've been practicing this whole class. We're gonna take the hands, we're just gonna place them together in cups, right? And we're gonna put those cups together, and we're gonna hold here. So I don't want the arms up so high that you're getting into the shoulders. I don't want the shoulders to be involved here. So I want you to keep those shoulders down, have those hands kind of right in front of the chest area, right? And we're gonna think of breath. So we're gonna inhale and grow tall here. Stay as tall as you can. Exhale. Right? That's always going to be your breath. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale. Stay as tall as you can. Press all that air out till you feel that low belly having to tighten a little bit, right? So from here, on the exhale, as we continue to try to stay tall, we are going to think about trying to pull these hands apart, but because they're hooked together, that actually can't happen. So I want you to think, as you try to pull these arms or these hands apart, that the elbows are trying to pull in opposite directions, and where you should feel this is in your upper back, right? So inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, try to pull those hands apart. Pulling those elbows apart, feeling the connection in the upper back, in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, grow as tall as you can. Exhale, keep pulling those arms apart or those hands apart, try to pull them apart. Reach those elbows away from each other. Inhale again. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Stay tall. Exhale. And release the tension. All right? So you should not be into this area of the neck here. I'm looking for upper back only. If you are too much into the neck here, means those hands are too high, or when you're trying to pull those hands apart, you're lifting the shoulders and you're activating those muscles. I want those shoulders to stay down, like you're trying to reach them down your back as much as possible. So we're still in the same position. We're going to add on. So as you exhale, reach the elbows apart. Now, you should feel your upper back connect. Try to keep the connection as you let go of the hands and open those arms out, palms behind you. You should still try to feel that upper back. You're gonna pulse those arms back. Press and press. Try to stay into the muscles between the shoulder blades. 3, 2, 1, and bring it together. Did we remember where we were? Bring it back, all right? So wherever you were, bring it back. Now, we're gonna switch. So instead of, like for me, I have my left hand in front. So now I'm going to switch them and I'm gonna put my right hand in front. And we're gonna do that series over, right? So we're gonna grow tall on our inhale. We're gonna exhale, try to pull those hands apart. Pull those elbows apart, feel the connection coming into the upper back. Inhale, grow tall, stay tall, exhale, pull those hands apart. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, pull those hands apart. Last one, inhale. Exhale, pull those hands apart. Now hold, you should feel that upper back. Reach those arms out, try to stay into those muscles and press back. And back, stay tall. Don't let yourself lose that height. 3, 2, and 1, and release. And just roll out those shoulders. Good job. All right, the last one is going to be push-ups. You can do this on the chair. I'm going to cue the chair, but just so that you know, this can always be done on a countertop too. The lower you are to the floor on push-ups, the more challenging this is. So doing it on a chair or a countertop actually helps it make a lot easier position and staying into those connections the way we need them. So I'm going to put the chair here. If you're going to do it on the chair, make sure that you have it at a place that it's not going to shoot out from underneath you. So you want to prop it against something. I'm going to do it with my hands on the base of the chair. But if this is too challenging for some of you, just move the chair around and you can do it from here, right? This is the same work. It just brings you up a little higher. So again, making it just that little bit easier to hold on to those connections if that is something you're still learning or something you're just getting back into. All right, so from here, I'm holding onto the edge of the chair. My elbows are going to open out to the side. You can do this flat-footed, and don't worry so much about coming into this deep plank. You can have the hips up. I just want to kind of get into the push-up arm position. So for me, I come onto my toes and I bring myself into this plank position, but do what's good for your body. We're going to inhale as we bend, and then we're going to exhale, and we're just going to press up. Inhale, and exhale. So let's talk about that inhale, grow tall, exhale, stay tall. So as I inhale here, and I lower my body down, I'm thinking of elongating my spine.
As I exhale and press up, I'm just trying to keep my spine in that elongation. Inhale and exhale. Let's just do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Walk those feet in and just let yourself stretch. So hinging forward or rounding forward, doesn't really matter. I want the stretch through the back of the legs. So we're in this nice, let's go into a nice flat back actually. So find that nice flat back. And now I want you to go into a little bit of a scoop. So you're gonna pull your low belly up, rounding through that low back, feeling that stretch a little bit more into that low back. Come back to your flat back. And again, exhale, scoop up that belly. Round up through the spine. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale and bring yourself back to seated. And we are just going to finish up class with breath. Same breath we did in the beginning. So arms by your side. We're going to inhale, we're going to grow tall, lifting those arms to the ceiling. Exhale, stay as tall as you can. Bring those arms down. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And we are done. So I hope you were able to find some of those connections. This is a class that I recommend that you do all the time, every day if you can, in the beginning. It will really help you. You will notice a difference on how you are connecting, how you are breathing, the more you do this class. So good luck, and we have other videos, but you know what, if you are just beginning, please do this class, 5 or 6 times before you decide to move on to some of the other classes. All right, thanks so much. See you later.